Hi, Caitlin Bullock here from Menta Solutions, and I'm sitting Black Diamond, and I want to tell you today about my origin story and how it all got started. So, I guess I had a very, serendipitous start. I didn't really want to do this my whole life, and I fell into a lot of things that led me down this path, and it was really interesting, growing up I was into dance and figure skating and acting and all that artsy stuff, and I said to my mom, I want to be an actress, and that's what I want to go to school for. And she said, sure, you can go to school for acting after you get a degree in something else. A smart woman. That to me sounded like a lot of school. So I said, you know what, fine, I'm going to go fly fighter jets. That's what I'll go to school for. I'll go to the Air Force. And she said, no way. Which I probably wouldn't have cut it anyway. And then I thought I was being cheeky to my mom, and I said, well, fine, then I'm going to be an engineer. And you can't say no, because that's what my brother did. And she smiled and she said, sure, good option. At the time, I didn't even know what an engineer was. But here we were with this agreement that I was going to be an engineer. So I went off to university and took took engineering. And I found out, I think maybe my third year, what an engineer did. If we ever really know. It's such a broad term, and there's so many different disciplines and nuances, and most of the engineers come out of engineering and don't really even engineer, so me being one of them. So I came out, and actually through the career of engineering, I thought, oh, you know what I'm going to be? I'm going to be a organic makeup designer. And that was like where I was going. I did materials engineering, but I also took some biochemical courses and polymer courses and different stuff like that. And then I didn't get a job in that. The job that I got was in construction. Believe it or not, but you go from being a starving student to not wanting to move back in with your parents and live off of them. So I took the job, and I loved it. I loved construction world. I loved oil and gas, and that's kind of where I got into. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And the people were lots of fun, and the company was a great company. And then, they kind of said, you got to actually, funny side story. Okay. So I went into my boss's office, and there was drawings everywhere. And I said, can I come in on the weekend and fix this, please? Because I just, needed to organize it. And so he's like, yeah, sure, go nuts. So I actually built a drawing hanger, because the real ones are, they get expensive when you need so many drawings hung up, the professional engineering ones. I built a drawing hanger and organized all the drawings, and I had them, all put in place. And then I said, we need a process around how we do this. And I started building this all out, and they quickly realized that I kind of had a knack for project management and quality management. So they gave me some really amazing opportunities to learn that. And so that's kind of where it all kicked off. And then, they moved me out west, and I fell in love with out west Alberta here in Canada, for those of you who don't know that. But I started off on my own because, they had an opportunity for me, but I had to move my family, me and my husband at the time, and it wasn't feasible, and the timing wasn't right. So I said, I'm going to start off on my own. And I actually had somebody who was actually creating a contractor position for me. So they said, go incorporate, we'll post the position, you can apply for it, kind of thing. And I did that. I incorporated and became a contractor, and I looked for this posting, and I found it, and I applied, and I was like, yeah, I applied to your posting. And they went, we didn't post it yet. And by coincidence, I feel like my whole life is a series of coincidences, there is the exact same title, another posting, in a different location. Anyway, I got the job, and I started on with them and built some amazing connections there, and learned a little bit more on the engineering side of things, but from the process management side and the quality management side. And so that was a great experience, doing that piece. And that is where I met my business partner, Adam. And that in itself is a whole nother story, which you can see later. But funny enough, when I look back, I realized that there was all these little like hints to what I was going to be and what I wanted to do. I was very lucky to grow up with a girl dad, #girl dad, who just, embraced me being in the garage and building and learning. And hey, if he was doing a task and I wanted to learn about it, hey, come on in. And I knew how to operate a chainsaw, soldering gun, and anytime I had this idea, I would have an idea and I'd go to Dad and I'd say, hey, I have an idea, I want to do something. And he'd be like, all right, let's figure it out. And him and I would draw it out, we'd go in the garage, we'd build it out. And I realized that I had been an innovator and an entrepreneur my whole life. I had seen a problem and wanted to fix it. I had seen an opportunity or had an idea and I made it come to fruition. And I didn't even realize, I didn't realize I was an entrepreneur until I had to look and say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. And I wake up every day so excited to plug in. And I just, I'm passionate about helping other companies get to that point where all their employees are excited to plug in and through management system and process design. I know, I'm a nerd. Someone's got to like this stuff. It's me. But really, I was an entrepreneur my whole life, and I didn't realize it until, I kind of look back. And I'm going to keep recording this journey, so please follow me on this journey, and I look forward to your comments and you sharing your experiences too. I want to hear about them. So thank you so much, and we'll be chatting soon.